everybody. So, it's not meant to be any kind of formal training. Hopefully, you've all attended April's trainings for the past month or so. She's been doing them weekly. A recommendation is if you haven't attended a training, in the resource section of your exhibitor portal, sponsor portal, there is a training video. There is some resources there that we do recommend you watching. Excuse me while I take a sip, a little dry over here. We're gonna, you can type your messages in the chat box here. You can please come on to the screen if you care to show your face. If not, come on audio and verbally give us your questions. We want this to be open dialogue. There are no silly questions. We want you to feel as comfortable as possible in your exhibit booth space, on the platform, whatever it is there. So I see some bunch of questions coming in. Let me just open this chat window here. And I guess we can start. Okay, let me just scroll up. I saw one question coming earlier. Okay, looks like breakout room questions. And April, do you want to pull up the back end of a session?
Yes, of course. Give me just a moment.
Okay, while April's doing that, just a couple of reminders. Browser recommendations. So we really, really recommend using Chrome as the #1 browser. Firefox is a close second. Safari, Explorer, and Edge are really not supported by the platform. So Chrome, again, #1. Firefox could be #2. We do have a quick tech check link, which hopefully you've all received. If not, we can send it out again. It will tell you if your browser, your webcam, your microphone, your internet is all up to par and compatible with the platform. If not, it'll tell you what is wrong, and if you need to update anything, it will tell you what to do there. So we will send that out as well.
Just really quickly, the quick tech check is also in the resources tab in your exhibitor portal.
Awesome.
So you can also refer to it there as well.
Thank you. I will definitely, I'll plug it in this chat in a little bit too, so everybody has it. Another reminder, do not, if you could close out of any of your other applications that may be using your camera, your microphone, such as like Zoom, Google Hangouts, Teams, while you're in the platform, because sometimes having them open will disrupt everything that you're doing on the VPN disrupts the back end sometimes, so recommended to not be on VPN if you don't have to be. So those are just some tech recommendations there. Okay, so breakout questions, April. Yep, so the first question we have here is, hang tight, let me just scroll on up. I lost it. It's coming. It's loading. Can you remind us how to move hosts in our room to an individual breakout room? I know how to move participants, but not the hosts for our company. Okay. You want to take this one, or you want me?
Sure. I would say, and Lauren, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I believe their names would appear, including the hosts. Their names would appear here, and you could just add them to each room.
So the people on the back end of the room all have the same functionality, as long as they're admins on the back end. So once you add someone to a breakout room, a participant, if you know how to do that by dragging and dropping to the room, there'll be a button on top where it says breakout rooms right there that says manage breakouts. The person who will join, say, breakout room 1 of your booth staff, of your sponsor staff, will need to click manage breakout and join that room themselves. Jennifer, I hope that answered your question. If you need clarity. Yeah?
No, it definitely did. I think it's just hard since it's not live yet for us to be able to see that button. Right. So that makes total sense now. Yes.
I know, it's hard to visualize.
I want to follow up on that as well. I had the same question to Jennifer, and I actually did a dry run with my team the other day. And is one person like the administrator of the page? Because when we were doing, all of us were administrators that were in the page. I'm sorry, all of us were back-end observers. And apparently some of the team members could put themselves in a room, but I couldn't see what was happening. And I'm supposed to be the administrator, I guess.
Yep.
And so I couldn't see how to put them in rooms. There was a little bit of confusion as to whether they have to put themselves in a room or whether I put them in a room to then make guests in the room.
We definitely recommend them putting themselves in rooms. It will be easier for everyone. So I don't a couple of suggestions we gave to individual folks was assigning each of your booth staff a room from the beginning. So April, you have room 1 for the whole day. Lauren, you have room 2. Joe, you have room 3. Right. So that they know to join those rooms. And then your job, I think it's Richard I'm talking to, right, Richard, would be to drag and drop your participants into the rooms that you know are assigned to your individual booth staff. Does that make sense?
It does. It's Chad, but that's
Chad,
fine.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Richard had a breakout question too. That's why. Okay, go ahead.
No, that's fine. So a follow-up question: where do I? Is there like a one person who's an administrator over the whole thing, and where do I see that?
In your portal, in your sponsor portal, you can see there's only 2 types of roles you can have as a team member on the back end. It's administrator or collaborator. Mm-hmm. Administrator is going to have all access controls, the same functionality, the same access controls. Collaborators are basically just observers in the back end. So everyone just.
I thought collaborators, you can only submit tasks if you're collaborating. You can't actually enter the virtual room as a collaborator.
Oh, higher.
Yeah.
You might be correct. So I stand corrected then. So everyone should be administrator then. I would check in your teams section on your sponsor portal. And next to each person's name, it should have a little drop down and it should say if they're admin or collab.
Collaborators, right. And a few of you have reached out to me saying that you were unable to enter the virtual room. And then when I did some research, that's when I found out that you were collaborators. So Chad, I believe that you are an admin, but if not, let me know and I can definitely help out with that.
No, I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It looks like we're all admin. So that's okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
So my name is Ashley, and our team did some extensive testing of the booth earlier, and we're all administrators. We did find that you cannot move another administrator. That person must move themselves.
Yep.
So that does seem consistent. And then also the only way to view who is in which room is to go to the breakout room manager. There's not a way to view that screen when you're also active in the booth.
Right. Good point, Ashley. Yes. You definitely need to go to apps and then breakout rooms in order to see under each room. It would tell you which participant is listed or which booth staff is listed in each room.
And if you're in a breakout room while you do that, you are removed from that breakout room while you are in the breakout manager.
Say that again?
If you're in a breakout room while you go to the breakout manager, you are taken out of that breakout room until you either close the breakout manager or move to another room. So there is a limitation there where you'll be disconnected while you're in that view.
Right. You cannot be in basically 2 places at once. So you're either in a room or you're looking at the functionality of the back end or you're in the main booth page.
Iris, to answer your question, can you tell me how a visitor takes a quiz? So to create a quiz, you simply go to quiz. You click on whichever quiz that you would like to begin, and then you simply click start. And it will be visible on the attendee facing side of your virtual booth. And that will be visible once your booth goes live tomorrow. So any quizzes that you've uploaded, any visitors that stop by your booth will be able to see it and participate in it once you click start. I hope that answers your question.
Ashley,
April.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes. Hi.
That's an additional question on, do we have to start them all in advance, or just as we're talking, we bring them up, put it on display and ask our questions and then hit finish when we're done?
I would say the second one. So as you're talking and you're engaging with a visitor, and if they would like to participate in the quiz, that you start it from there so that they can take it in real time.
But they need to be created beforehand.
Yeah, right. That's a very important thing to note. They need to be created ahead of time.
One more question about the quiz taking. Say, for example, we have 3 or 4 people in our booth at one time, and one person wants to take a quiz, but the others don't. How does that look like for the people visiting? Or does everyone see the quiz when they're in the booth, or just do you have to? Yeah.
So anything you broadcast on that main teal, whatever color green you want to call that screen, is broadcasted to the entire all attendees that are entering your booth. So if you want to have individual conversations or just one person take a quiz, we do recommend those breakout rooms for more private one-to-one showings of information. Yep.
Got it. Thanks.
Ashley, I see your other question here. While testing our booth, it appears that if using Mozilla, if you move the window to another screen, your live status is lost and there does not appear to be a way to restore it unless you log out of the booth and back in. However, when using Chrome, there does not appear to be this limitation, so it seems exclusively using Chrome for booth will resolve this. Is our understanding of the Mozilla issue correct? Our conference entity is going to be aware. So when you mean you move it to another window, tell me, what do you mean? You move it to another tab?
It appears that if you're in Mozilla and you have 2 screens running, or maybe 3 screens, if you move that window to one of your other screens, the live status is lost and it won't reactivate. But that issue doesn't seem to happen in Chrome. So we just wanted to check if that was correct or if there was something we were missing.
I have not heard that issue actually yet with anybody, but thank you for bringing it to our attention. Again, I'm going to just keep recommending Chrome is the #1 browser of choice. So if you can use Chrome, it seems to be the most compatible and less disruptions.
Got it. Yeah, that's totally fine. And I think we'll make that recommendation. We just wanted to check to see if there was something else we could be doing, especially if one of our attendees had joined using Mozilla. And then also, it doesn't show up as a problem with the tech check.
It does it. Interesting. Okay.
But if you want to chat later about it.
Yeah, definitely. Let's touch base.
Sure.
About that. That's good to know. I'm writing it down. Mozilla tab. Okay.
Just a general question. How many people are either signed up or should we expect? That's the first question. And then the second question is, other shows have provided registration lists on the back end of the show. Does Greenville do that? I can't remember.
Eric Peterson, are you on board here?
I could help answer actually. Through our networking platform, you can access our full list of attendees and reach out to them to schedule meetings, chat with them, etc. So we're not providing the attendee list, outright in like an Excel list, but if you participate in the networking, you can reach out to whoever you'd like.
Okay, then I guess if we could review that as well, to how to get to the networking tab, that'd be great.
Sure. Do you want me to jump into that now, or did you want to do a little bit more back end?
Why don't you share, and then we could come back to this. Show the, yeah.
Eric, I just shared my screen, so it's all yours.
All right. Cool. Great. You guys should see my screen now.
Yeah.
When you are in the virtual environment, and actually in April's Know Before You Go email, there's also a link for this that you guys should have just received at the end of last week. When you click on networking in the top, it will bring you to this screen here. Then you click begin networking. It will bring you, if you already have an account, it automatically logs you in. If not, you want to click the button login up here. It will ask you to enter your email address. I'm already logged in, so I'm already logged in. So after you enter your email address, it will send you a link and it'll quickly get you set up. It takes a matter of just minutes. Once you do get logged in, you click on this green Build Virtual button. And then this is where we are at the Networking and Matchmaking Hub. I want to note that you must be a registered attendee to access this. So that means and you guys might know, to access the back end of your booth, that runs independently, and setting yourself as an admin up in your portal, that is independent than attendee registration. Attendee registration is to join the event, to see the expo hall, see your conference sessions, see the keynote sessions, etc. And that part of that package is networking. So you want to be sure to register as an attendee, and then you can get access to this. You only have to log into this once. After you do that initial setup, you'll log in every time and get to the screen. And then you would just click here, find connections. And then here we have AI matchmaking. These are the people it recommends that, based on my profile and demographics I've entered in registration. These are the people it's matching me with. Here's just a list of showing you people that are online right now if you want to chat. And then you can sort through our full attendee list. It's right here, but you can sort through by filtering job function, industry, interests, locations, etc., to narrow down the fields. And if you put in more than one filter, it will narrow down to anybody that has, both of those filters. It's not going to give you just everybody that has one or the other. So it does help you whittle it down pretty well. When clicking on a person, you can see their information. You could see their meeting times that they set themselves available to request a meeting. You can message them directly in the chat. And then you can see if they have other information that they've added, such as social media, websites, their company, etc. You can also, and then this is for you guys as exhibitors. And then for an attendee, if they're looking for an exhibitor, they can go to the exhibitor tab and they can search by the exhibitor company name. And then when they do, they'll see the list of everybody that is staff with that exhibiting company. And then they can click to schedule a meeting or talk with any person from that company as well. If you want to manage your meetings, you click on My Scheduled Meetings. I don't have anything scheduled right now, but if you did, they would be popped up right here. Excuse me. And it is dry over here. All right.
It's the weather change. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not used to the warm weather right now. And then if you want to manage your schedule to say when you are available or not, you click on My Meetings, and you can adjust your availability. And then here under My Networking, again, they'll give you a list of everybody that you've been speaking with and etc. or making meetings with. I've only contacted one other person, so that is only why there's one. And then when you do have a list of people that you've met with or requested meetings for, you can click Export, and they'll get their information in an Excel sheet of their name, email, etc. All of these platforms are displayed in your own personal time zone. So I'm on the East Coast, so it displays in New York, but if you're on the Central Time Zone or West Coast, it will display in your own time zone. And then the last feature in here is discussions. This is where we have, if you want to just make open conversation, if you want to be a thought leader on a topic and kind of draw some attendees to you guys, feel free to use discussions and start a conversation about any topic that you'd like. So this is how the networking platform works, how to schedule meetings, and how to get access to our attendee list and sort through it all. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I have one question. I see the export. So I'm in the My Scheduled Meetings section, and I see the export tab there, but there's no link to it, so it's unclear how you exactly export that information.
Do you have any meetings scheduled already?
I have a new connection just came in, so I have connection, but I don't think we've actually scheduled a meeting within this app. So is it only for meetings that are on your calendar or that have already taken place?
Yeah, so it's for meetings that are on the calendar.
Oh, okay.
So if they're not on the calendar yet, it won't. But if you just want to see a list of who you networked with, click on My Networking, and then they should come up if you were chit-chatting with them.
Okay, got it. And then just kind of a similar question, and we were talking about it before, but so I was under the impression that we got a contact list, a Excel sheet of people that visit our booth during the show, right? But not necessarily everyone that's signed up for Greenbelt Virtual. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. So everybody will be getting a post-show, about 3 to 5 days, depending how long it takes us to sort through everything. But you're getting a link post-show for your analytics dashboard. It will list, everybody that's come to your booth, what they've clicked on, if you're participating in Passport to Prizes or the digital show bag, etc. Anything that you would have, or a session, anything you have that did produce leads will all be in this one report for you. That's a link that you'll be able to share with your team if needed, and you'll be able to see it in the report format, and you'll also be able to export it into Excel from that page. And you'll also see, a bunch of stats and demographics and, fun facts.
Another question about the networking, about the portal. When does the networking close? Is it the?
So it's open now if you guys want to jump in, and then I have to double check with the team, but I believe you're only allowed to make appointments during the show days for scheduling meetings, but the connections to chat with people, I have to follow up. I don't know off the top of my head. I believe it's at the end of the show. Sorry, I'll ask the marketing team now and loop back on once I get here back.
Looking to see if there's any other questions in the chat about the networking. The URL for the matchmaking for the who's asking that? I just saw that. Heidi. It's April just sent it in a know before you go email. If you did not receive that, Erica will post it now in the chat. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Okay, we actually just made a back end of one of our help desk live. The room is live, so April's can log into that and share her screen, and I'm in the front end as an attendee, so we can show you a little more. There you go, where you can see. Perfect. Okay, and we can get back to some of the back end questions. I'm sorry, I'm just scrolling up, April. Bear with me while I see. Fine. Okay, so when you have a guest in a breakout room, how do you access the back end resources to view? Richard, that's a great question. Okay, so April, do you want to put me and you into a breakout room?
Yes, let's do that right now. Okay.
Dragging Lauren. Okay, so
here we go, breakout.
And now April will manage the breakout as the booth staff. Go ahead. And join me in room 1.
Yay! Can everyone still see this?
Yep.
Awesome, awesome. So here we are.
Probably won't be able to because I'm on camera on Teams still. Let me hold on. Hang tight. There you go. Okay. Oh, I'm not available. It's being weird, but okay. Can you, so if you go to files while you're in a breakout room.
And that should appear, well, whatever files have been uploaded.
You can either upload files to your individual breakout rooms, or if you go to sessions next to room 1, see where it says under search bar, April, sessions?
Sessions.
No, in there where you just were.
Yep. Okay, sorry. Yep. Here we are.
And you find your booth, so you won't have all of these booths, you will just have your own booth, and you click on a file folder.
Mm-hmm. Here we are for.
You can pull up any of the uploads that you already have in the back end of your booth in that specific breakout.
Yes.
Hope that makes sense to everybody there. Okay. How do you play the playlist for individuals to see? We had complications hearing our PowerPoint. Okay, so that's pretty simple. So once you upload a file, April, just go to the files again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Once you upload a file, all you have to do is click on the file itself. So you click you add your file. Once it's added to this back end here, click on the file.
I'll click on one of these and simply add to playlist.
Yep.
Or play. And here we are. So
and then if you click on once you click add to playlist, if you, on the top menu bar, if you click playlist.
Here we are.
On the right-hand side will be any files you added to your playlist, which is basically just a quick finder of your files. Once you click on that, it should automatically play for you. I would also recommend changing your PowerPoint to a PDF and see if it plays that way.
All my bill payments is working perfectly. I'm just going to, if you bear with me for 10 seconds, I'm just going to go down to my most recent PayPal.
Not sure who that is, if you have a question or if you're just, there's background noise. Okay. If you're running pre-recorded PowerPoint presentations with narrations that has been added to the playlist, how do you get to audio to work? Again, I would try to change your PowerPoint to a PDF. We've seen more success as PDF documents than or as MP4 files than as PowerPoints. So try that first. If that does not work, please reach out to us individually and we can help you there.
Yes.
Heidi's asking, how do you get your passport to prize codes? Heidi, we will get with you separately and get you that code, okay? E2P code, I'm writing that down.
Do visitors have to enter the virtual room in order to be seen? Can anyone be in the front end to view visitors prior to entering the virtual room? So whenever a participant is added, as you could see, so this green star beside my name shows you that I am booth staff. So for all of you that are admins, a green star will be beside your name. And as you can see, Lauren has entered the booth. She is a participant. And so her name will appear here. And so this is where you will be able to see any visitors who stop by your virtual booth. And they have the turn on their camera. As you can see, Lauren doesn't have to turn on her camera. That is entirely up to her. And you have the option to click live and to turn their camera on for them, but we don't recommend that. That could cause for some awkwardness. I think you should leave it up to them if they would like to turn their camera on. But yes, this is where you will be able to see anyone who has stopped by your virtual booth.
So the only way you could turn someone live is if they activate their camera and microphone, just like you would do on the back end of your booth. They have the same functionality on the front end with the camera and microphone icon. So if they click that, yep, exactly. So if they click and activate that, you'll see, as you can see, I'm an attendee. My camera button has been darkened, so you know that I've activated my camera. So if I would take that as a sign that they would like to come on screen and talk to you. Or you can ask them in the chat room if they'd like to come on screen and talk, if they activate their camera and microphone. You do need to turn their live button on for them. They cannot go live without you on the back end hitting their live button for them. So April, if you want to just click me live real quick.
Yeah.
You can see that the only way that I am live on the front end is with that live button being red. And then to turn me off, you would just click it again.
So just, I mean, so turn on that live button if we want to see them and we see that they've opted in to turn on the camera, but otherwise don't hit that live button because it's.
You won't be able to hit the live button until they activate their camera and microphone anyway.
Okay. So,
yeah, it won't, if the camera and or microphone button is darkened, see how that under Lauren, it says there's a little dark camera, but my microphone is not. That means my camera's activated, but my mic is not. Where April has both. There you go. Dark. The live button will only be clickable if one or the other is activated.
Right.
I see. And
in the same way, oh, sorry to interrupt you. I was just going to say, do you see how I have here in the room chat? Would you like to turn your camera on? This is where you can either speak audibly to them by making sure that your microphone is turned on, or you can write in the room chat. And they have the option if they would like to participate via their webcam or microphone.
Okay. And then as the host, if we wanted people to see us, then we would click the live button under our name for people to see us through our cameras, correct?
Yep, absolutely. Right here, so you can see me.
When someone comes into the front end of the room, you will only be able to see them if they click enter virtual room, correct?
You will only be able to see them on the front end if they enter your booth through the exhibit
Okay,
hall.
but entering the booth and entering the virtual room are two different things, right?
That is correct.
Yes.
So if they enter the booth and they choose not to interact with booth staff and just look at our materials, and do we still get to capture their information?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So once your booth is live and they enter your booth, it's technically a lead for you. So they are entered into your booth regardless of them verbally or typing to you.
Okay.
Which is why we kind of also recommend having someone live. Just you'll be able to see in your participants list as people come into your booth. So you could also say, "Hi, Lauren, welcome. Please feel free to type in the chat or turn on your camera or microphone to chat with them."
Are you talking about prior to getting like maybe assigned to a breakout room that you can have somebody who could like greet them or whatever?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That's a definite recommendation to have a greeter. If you have enough staff to have a greeter.
Yes, have someone stay here in this greenish teal space. And as soon as a visitor enters and let's say they're talking about something that your company does, so to have someone greet them from here and then maybe direct them to a salesperson that might be waiting in a breakout room.
So what is this green area called?
This is the presentation stage.
And this is
so
the
you just mentioned
whenever you enter the back end, correct?
I'm sorry, would you mind repeating that?
Sure. This is the first area that you see when you enter the back end.
Yes, sir. And it's where it's, again, as I always say in every call, it's your oyster. So you can go to files, apps, chat. It's entirely up to you. But the black box, I've had a few of you reach out to me and ask me what is the black box that's in your virtual. So if you are here, let's say, for example, you decide to, if I decide to turn on my camera here, this is where anyone that is on the attendee facing side of this virtual booth, they can see me, they can communicate with me if they would like to. As Lauren mentioned earlier, if they turn on their camera and their microphone, they can communicate with me from there. But this is, so long as you turn your camera on or whatever you have in your playlist that you make live, this is what attendees can see.
Okay, so you mentioned if they come into this space and then you want to take them to a breakout room, do I then have to switch to breakout view from here?
Yes, you would have to. So you go to break. So someone would be here. So as we mentioned, we recommend having someone that stays in this space to be able to greet visitors. Let's say everyone else is in breakout rooms and I, as a visitor, walk in and I don't know what to expect. We recommend having someone on your team stay right here in the presentation stage. And then from there to be able to drag and drop that participant. So if Lauren is the participant that just wandered in and I'm the person that greeted her, and I know that Joe Schmo is in room 2 and he is the person that's talking about what she wants to talk about, I would drag and drop Lauren's name to room 2 to talk to Joe.
Okay, then do I stay here or do I close and go back to the main screen?
That is entirely.
Once you hit breakout, it's up to you if you will be joining that person in the room or if you have another staff member. So once you hit breakout, it brings you right back to the main screen. So just Lauren would be broken out into the room.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you if you would like to, if you are the person joining. So there's your main screen again, right? If you would like to join or someone else in the back end, they would need to hit manage breakout to join that room.
I gotcha. But I would have to bounce if I'm the greeter.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to bounce between this screen and manage breakout if I'm the one dumping people into rooms.
You're gonna have to. Yep.
Okay.
Hey, any other questions? Trying to keep up with our chat here.
Erica's been answering a lot of questions here, which is awesome.
Thank you, Erica.
Susan said our mics. Oh, Erica got that one. Okay. I think we're good there. When the guest shows up on the participant list on the front end, do they automatically show up on the corresponding list on the back end? Yes, Steve. So whenever anyone enters your booth, they'll show up in your participant list. So April, want to just click participants so they could see
Of course.
It's just me right now, but once more people start entering, the list will start populating with whoever enters the front end.
Thanks for that.
No problem.
No problem.
Rosemary added files to the session files, but it won't allow me to add to the playlist. Rosemary, let's we'll get with you. If you go to your file and as long as it's highlighted, so April just click on a file.
As long as it's highlighted and you simply click add to playlist. It's already been added to playlist, so it's here twice, but it should automatically reappear here. So long as you click add to playlist, it should automatically.
I had this same issue. This is Jeff, and I think maybe the problem is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but my file was over 100 megabytes.
Yep.
So it wasn't allowing me to do the playlist, so I deleted it. I also couldn't add to playlist if it was a PowerPoint file, so I made it a PDF and it worked. So those might be the two issues why Rosemary's maybe having that problem.
Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, those are definitely great points. Actually, the back end upload is 1 gigabyte, so it should allow you to upload a file that's less than 1 gigabyte. The PowerPoint thing, as I mentioned before, yeah, I would definitely change it to PDF. PowerPoint doesn't seem to be a great format for this platform. Another step, I know this sounds silly, but I feel like an IT person, try restarting your browser, logging out and logging back in, refreshing your screen, or restarting your computer. Sometimes it needs a little wake up, a little refresh.
Can I ask another back-end question, please?
Sure, of course.
Okay, so if let's say we have booth staffers assigned to, 5 individual breakout rooms, and they access the resources in the back end of the breakout room, and somebody else wants to access the same resource. What happens whenever you have that situation?
Repeat that again. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. We have a booth staffer in, let's say, 5 different breakout rooms, a different person in each room.
Yep.
And somebody in room 2 is accessing a specific catalog or PowerPoint presentation when somebody in room 3 tries to access the same resource. What happens?
Nothing. They can access it. All different rooms have the same access control. So it will just appear in that specific breakout room, and it can appear in room 3, 4, 5, and 6 at the same time, as well as in your main stage. So think of them as their own individual rooms with their own individual stages.
Right. So long as all of you are admins, you all have access to the same features.
Okay.
If your camera is not activated, will it show your profile pic? No, Rosemary, I wish that's a great, you gave that feedback. It will just show an outline of a person. Let's see. Okay.
How do you leave a breakout room?
There you go.
Sure. So with the breakout, right, I clicked breakout, right, with room 2, manage breakout. But let's say you decide that you want to end it. You simply go back to apps, click breakout, and click end breakout. And it automatically brings all of the breakout rooms to a close.
Yeah.
What if the 4 rooms
This
go?
is actually, I think that's an interesting functionality, because we didn't realize when testing that ended all meetings. It doesn't just end the breakout room that you are in. Mm-hmm. So we found that like a little tricky.
Ashley, you're awesome. Thanks so much for contributing to this as well. So Heidi, yes, that answers your question. Once you click end breakout, it ends all of the breakout rooms that are currently active.
How do you close just one? Heidi is asking. So you can't per se close it. If you go back to manage breakouts though, you can drag the person out of the room.
Yep.
So, and drag them back to and that will remove your attendee from the or your back-end staff. You would just have to not join that room anymore. And then that I wouldn't end the breakout because, as Ashley did mention, it ends it for all of the breakout rooms. So just drag them back to the attendee list on your left-hand side.
And click close.
Yep.
Okay, when does the virtual expo hall start? So it is visible now, but all of the booths go live tomorrow.
9 a.m. Central Time.
What happens if someone clicks right on a staff member? Will it go to live chat? Sorry, Heidi, would you mind just giving a bit more clarity?
Sure, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. I had read originally that when attendees were on the front side of the booth, we have our staff listed down. If I clicked on one of my staff members, that it would open up in an automatic kind of screen share camera view, and you'd be able to talk with people right away.
Do you mean like the speakers and staff that are on the attendee facing side of your virtual booth?
Yes.
No, so I have not. Lauren and Erica, please clarify if I'm wrong. I've not noticed that feature that you could just click into a staff, a staff's image, and it automatically goes into a live chat. Visitors can access the live chat or the room chat feature by simply clicking the room chat, or if they would like to ask a private question, asking you and your team privately via the Q&A feature, which is here. So they can only these two are visible on the attendee facing side. So if they want to ask a question to you, they can either, address you by name via here, the room chat, or in the private Q&A feature.
April,
okay, so the headshots are not going to be hyperlinked in any way?
No. Lauren, you were asking me something?
Yep. Can you go through the chat functionality again? Just close the playlist so we can see the chat a little larger. And what each chat button.
Let me end all the breakouts. And all right, so here we are. So here's the chat feature. So this is the virtual help desk. Again, I will be there all day, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to stop by. What is visible on the attendee facing side? So if you go to the room chat, any questions that that a visitor would like to add or ask you, it will be visible for all that are in your virtual booth to see. Next, we have the Q&A portion. They just want to ask a question privately. They don't want any other visitors to see their question. They only want you and your team to see. They can ask it from here. And then next we have the moderator chat. So this feature is not visible to attendees or to any visitors. This is where you can communicate with your team. As you can see, this is where me and my team were communicating and deciding how we should best answer a visitor. So these two are the features that are visible on the attendee facing side, the room chat feature and the Q&A feature.
And when you get a message, you can see here, let me see if this, hold on, I'm going to send a message. You'll get a little red dot. Oh, April, you clicked too fast. I'm going to go back to another.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's try again.
Once someone sends you a message, you'll get a red dot appears over which chat room the message is in. So you can click on that and you'll be able to answer or not answer or whatever you'd like to do.
I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it did. But also the notes tab there, like what would you use the notes for? Is that when you're just taking notes with someone you're conversing with, or is that visible?
So it is visible. So if, for example, if I were to write, hey, if I wanted that visible to any visitors that stopped by this week, I just simply click broadcast note. And then it will be visible on the attendee facing side. But if it's something that I only just want to keep between either to myself or just keep amongst the team, I don't click broadcast note and it will be saved here.
Okay.
And you can keep adding with the little plus sign as many notes as you would like back there.
Mm-hmm. Note 1, note 2, and it will just continue to grow. And again, if you would like it to be visible to the attendees, you simply click broadcast note.
Okay, and then I'm assuming that those notes would then be saved and sent to us post-event so that we had a record of it, or would they disappear?
They will be saved in back here. There's no way for us to actually export them, so you would need to copy and paste them before the end of the event.
Okay.
Yeah, there's unfortunately no functionality to pull those for you. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we did chat function. Is there going to be a tech person to whom we can direct questions during this event?
I'll be in the help desk. So any questions, you guys have my my cell phone that is in my email signature, so you can call me. And as I mentioned, I will be in the help desk all day, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So don't hesitate to stop by. You can also email me as well if you're running into any issues, and I'm happy to help in any way that I can.
Is there a link to that help desk like within this booth here that we're looking at? Is there a quick hyperlink?
So if you go to the virtual expo hall, you should be able to see, Lauren, am I correct? You should be able to see the green build help desk option that you can just click into.
Yep. Actually, if you're logged in on the front end, there's a need help tab. You can click that. It'll take you right to the help desk, or I actually will put in this room chat right now the link to the help desk itself. So you have that. But not from the back end. You cannot access it from this back end of your room, of your booth.
Dave, I'm seeing your question. Sorry if this is, no, there's no such thing as a simple question. This is why we're here. I cannot see how to fill the large black space with something on the booth listing page. So the large black space is this. So I know it's green on this side of things, but whenever you add something to your playlist and you click into it, or if you go live, as I am right now, Jeffrey, I'm seeing you here too. This is awesome. So whatever you click into and make it visible, if you have the chat feature, whatever you decide to do, that is when that black box that is on the attendee facing side of your booth will be filled. And so that will begin tomorrow when your booth goes live.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it's Dave here. So that only happens when we go live. I was trying to test it out now, but it won't be something I'll be tomorrow. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, April.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
April.
Yep. Hi.
Real quick question. Could you show me how to add your playlist within a breakout room?
Sure. Let me see if I could do that right now. So we go to apps, we go to breakout. I'm going to add Lauren to room 1. And Jeff, if you don't mind, give me a shout if you don't mind being added to a little room. So, so from here, click breakout, manage breakout. Lauren, I'll go to you. And would you mind repeating your question? What you would like?
I would like to see how you add to your playlist within the breakout room.
I believe you simply
go to files.
Yep. And from here, whatever.
And then sessions, April. You could search for your file, Jeff, in that little search bar if you wanted to, or you could just find it in your file finder below. So April, put help desk, since we're in the help desk for now. And yep, there you go. And then you can click a file, highlight it, and hit add to playlist.
Here we are in our breakout room. And here is here's the little screen that we have to welcome visitors. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome, no problem.
I saw a question come in about do we get pop-up or audio notification if a visitor comes in or leaves a message. Unfortunately, there is no audio cue or ding or bing or whatever you want to call it when someone enters or types to you. So that is not a feature of this platform. Sorry about that. Let me just reiterate something too. So you do not have to be technically, quote unquote, in your booth the entire day. You can go to sessions. We do recommend leaving this back end tab open in a browser tab with perhaps a holding slide like we have here. As you can see, we stepped away for a moment, but we'll be right back. Please email us at X, Y, and Z. Keeping this open will be the only way that black box that we were talking about on the front end is filled with information while you're live. So you can do things in other browser tabs. You can attend sessions. You can do whatever you need to do, but this needs to stay open in a browser tab on your computer. Hope that makes sense to everybody.
One question about the Be Right Back slide. I've created two types of slides for that. Like one is just like an image. The other one has a video, so it's an MP4 file. Is there a way to loop that MP4 so that it just continually plays the embedded video in that Be Right Back slide, or once it plays, it just stops and then you don't see it anymore?
Yeah, if it's set up to be a looping file for however long, say, an hour, 2 hours, it will loop. If it's not set up that way, when you upload it, it will just stop at the end and you'll have to, someone on the back end will have to keep pushing play.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions? Where does the Be Right Back slide go? So if you upload to files and then you add it to your playlist, that's where the holding slide will be kept in your playlist.
Anything else we can help you all with? We have about 5 minutes left.
Once the file's in your playlist, how does it appear on the screen? So, so once you click Files, Playlist, and from here, you just click into it, and it will be visible on the attendee-facing side. So if you do need to step away, you upload it, you click into it, and that will be visible to any of your attendees that stop by your booth. And as Lauren mentioned, again, we just recommend having something there. If you need to step away for whatever reason, to walk the dog, to get a cup of coffee, whatever you need to do, but we just recommend having something there so that your attendees don't walk into just a blank space.
I'm going to share just the front end real fast so everyone can see.
Sure, let me share.
What we're doing. I think we're good here. So hopefully you guys can see this. As you can see, I'm in our help desk, which is technically a booth, same concept, right? Here's our description, and then once I scroll down, this is that screen that April was broadcasting from. So I'm going to see whatever she puts up here. So April, if you want to change the slide or put yourself up or something, you can all see it. There you go. You can see April's now on the screen. She's live.
Let me go to a. Can you see this now? It's changed. The welcome to the Greenbuild Help Desk.
Welcome to Greenbuild Help Desk. Yep. Or pull up like the whiteboard just to show a little.
Here we go.
There you go. So as you can see, whatever you are doing live on the back end is what I, as an attendee, am going to see here. So hopefully that gives you all a little more clarity on what the front end looks like. And then.
So you can see the chat right now, and that's because April is presenting the chat in the back end. Is that?
So the chat is always there if the booth is live.
Okay.
Yeah. So that will always be there. So just on the front end, I can only see, again, the room chat or the Q&A chat, which is only available to me and you on the back end. And then I cannot see that third chat function that you all have, which is your staff speaking to each other on the back end. Well, here's what a front end booth, this is way simpler than what most of you have, but you'll get the gist of the broadcast screen here. And again, I can, as an attendee, do the same as you and access my camera or microphone. And as we mentioned before, April can see that on the back end. And if, she can ask me, would you like to go live on camera? And I say yes, she can push my live button and I can go live to have a one-on-one conversation with her.
I joined a little late. The area that you have in the kind of the back end of the booth that's got a kind of a black background and it has the playlist and all that stuff. How do you access that? Because I'm in the area where I'm setting up the booth and I have home, tasks, resources, company profile, team. But where do I go to this particular area?
Go to your company profile tab.
Okay.
You should see something that says virtual booth and then your company name.
Correct.
And next to there should be a button that says enter virtual room.
Okay.
And you click that.
Gotcha. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna unshare.
Okay, so everyone, we have another 2 more minutes. Any other questions that you would like to ask us? Thank you, Rosemary.
All right. No? Alex, you have a question, looks like. Did we get your question? Your hand's up. No? What size is the Be Right Back slide? Same as thumbnail? No, it's just like a
Here. A standard 16.9 PowerPoint file.
Yep.
It's fine. So I'll include that.
Alex is good. Awesome. Okay. All right. As we mentioned, everyone has April's contact information. There's the customer success email inbox. April will be at the help desk. If you can think of anything else, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. And good luck tomorrow. Can you share this record? Yeah, April will send out this recording, right? Okay.
Yep, I absolutely will. Sorry, last question. The booth is automatically live if we have the window open. Right.
The booth is live during set expo hour times, and as long as you have that back end open in a tab, yes, people will be able to interact and see what you're doing.
Awesome. Okay, thank you, everyone. Again, as Lauren mentioned, don't hesitate to call or email if you have any other questions, and it's going to be an awesome week. So we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.
Thank you, April.
Thanks, Lauren. Thanks, Erica. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.